This movie begins with Elliot Kintner and his teenage daughter, Ridley, heading out on a road trip to visit the luxurious estate of Elliot's boss, Odell Leopold. Elliot is a lawyer at a major pharmaceutical company. His boss, Odell, who is terminally ill, has promised him a promotion to vice president. During the drive, Elliot struggles with allergies and sneezes loudly, asking Ridley to roll up the window. Ridley, clearly uninterested in the trip, sits silently until Elliot thanks her for coming along. He gently reminds her to stop picking at her acne and assures her they're going to have a great time. He also tells her that if he gets this promotion, they'll have enough money to last a lifetime. Just then, Elliot receives a call from Odell, who is not happy. They're already an hour late. Distracted by the call and his allergies, Elliot sneezes again and accidentally hits something on the road. They step out of the car and find a whimpering baby unicorn, glowing, magical, and very real. Ridley feels an overwhelming pull and reaches out to touch its horn. The moment her hand connects, she's transported into a cosmic realm, witnessing incredible, otherworldly visions. But before she can fully react, Elliot, panicked and confused, grabs a tire iron and knocks the creature out, ignoring Ridley's screams to stop. Knowing they can't report what happened to the wildlife authorities, they hide the unicorn's body in the trunk. Arriving at the estate, they're greeted by Odell's son Shepard and his wife Belinda, who quickly lead them inside to see Odell, now extremely frail. Odell asks about their trip, then turns to Ridley, noticing that something feels off about her. During the conversation, Shepard points out something on Ridley's face. Elliot suggests she freshen up. Once she's gone, Odell opens up to Elliot. He's accepted his fate and believes Elliot can take over the company. Elliot sees this as his big moment and begins discussing business plans, only to realize his glasses are fogging everything up. He removes them and continues, proposing that Belinda run the company's foundation while Shepard focuses on other ventures. But when he hands over the papers for Odell to sign, Odell hesitates. He wants to spend more time with Elliot and Ridley first. Curious about Ridley, the family asks about her studies. Elliot replies, art history, and the mood instantly changes. The family seems disturbed by her choice. Meanwhile, upstairs, Ridley discovers something shocking. And strangely, the acne on her face, gone. Apparently healed after contact with the unicorn's blood. She rushes downstairs and urgently tells her father they need to leave now. But Elliot refuses. He insists she stay, warning that Odell won't sign the papers if she doesn't cooperate. Suddenly, the car outside begins shaking violently. Everyone runs out, just in time to see the windows shatter and a glowing horn burst through the wreckage. The haunting cry of the baby unicorn echoes into the night until it's abruptly silenced. Shaw, Odell's head of security, has shot it. The group approaches the body in silence. Ridley, cold and unimpressed, simply says, "It's not some wild horse, it's just a unicorn." Elliot finally comes clean. He admits to everyone that hitting the baby unicorn was an accident. Ridley then adds something strange. Some of the unicorn's blood had splashed onto her face. That's when Elliot notices her acne is completely gone. And it doesn't stop there. Elliot realizes his own allergies have vanished, his vision sharper than ever. Ridley suggests they contact the wildlife reserve, but Odell immediately shuts that idea down. He warns that getting the authorities involved would cause a legal nightmare. Instead, he proposes something else. They should run their own tests to understand what the unicorn's healing powers are truly capable of. If they call the police, Odell reminds them Elliot could be arrested for reckless driving. That night, Ridley smokes by the window, deep in thought, but quickly puts it out when Elliot walks in. He tells her that when she touched the unicorn's horn, it looked like she was having a seizure. Ridley disagrees. She knows something happened, but she's not ready to talk about it. She admits she feels a strange bond with the unicorn, and maybe giving it to the greedy Leopold family was a huge mistake. But Elliot isn't having it. He tells her to stop thinking only about herself. This promotion could change everything. Frustrated, Ridley kicks him out of her room. Later, while flipping through old photos of her and her mom, Ridley spots something strange. A unicorn tapestry in the background of one picture taken at a museum. Intrigued, she dives into research and discovers the origin of the artwork, a series of 7 unicorn tapestries believed to date back to the Middle Ages. According to legend, many hunters and kings tried and failed to capture a unicorn. But one day, a pure-hearted maiden succeeded. Once under her control, they killed the creature, brought it back to life, and kept it imprisoned in a castle. One tapestry, The Maiden and the Unicorn, was badly damaged during the French Revolution. When restored, it no longer showed a gentle creature, but a monstrous one. That night, Ridley has a terrifying dream. The unicorn's face, twisted and dark, haunts her sleep. She bolts awake, only to realize something is terribly wrong. She and her father have been taken in for testing. During a medical presentation, Dr. Song explains that the unicorn possesses special abilities. Ridley brings up the tapestries to her father, but he brushes her off. "Now's not the time," he says. Meanwhile, Dr. Badia reports that the unicorn's horn emits bioelectrical signals. Dr. Song adds that the powdered dust from the horn could be even more powerful than the blood, but it needs further research. Odell and Shepard are fully on board. The team begins their next phase, mixing the unicorn's blood and horn powder into Odell's medication. Soon, the results are astonishing. Dr. Badia detects increased electromagnetic signals coming from the horn, a strange and unexpected change. And Odell? He's fully recovered, healthy, alive. He thanks Elliot for giving him a second chance at life, promising he'll never forget it. Meanwhile, Shepard learns Ridley's been digging into unicorn legends. He asks his servant, Griff, to bring him a printer. As a visual learner, he wants Ridley to compile her findings so they can present the full story to Odell. Before they get the chance, everyone is stunned. Odell is completely healed. Dr. Song is overwhelmed. She believes the unicorn's horn might hold the key to curing cancer. The Leopolds are ecstatic. But Ridley? Something feels off. Deep down, she knows this is wrong. Quietly, she steps away. As Odell prepares to send the unicorn to a high-tech research facility, Dr. Song raises a troubling point. The protein sequence in the unicorn's horn is nearly impossible to replicate. And when something this rare becomes the key to life itself, demand skyrockets. While Ridley prints out images of the ancient tapestries, she tries to warn the Leopolds. But they're too busy, already dreaming of selling their miracle cure to the world's wealthiest buyers. Ridley finally confronts her father. She pleads with him to see what's really happening, but he's too caught up in the money to care. Then comes the breaking point. To her horror, the Leopold family drinks the unicorn's blood. Desperate to make them listen, Ridley raises her voice. She tells them that 1,000 years ago, unicorns weren't seen as gentle creatures. They were feared. Hunters who dared to chase them met terrible ends. In many stories, the unicorn was even seen as a symbol of Christ, betrayed, sacrificed, and misunderstood. She begs them to release the baby unicorn, warning them not to repeat the mistakes of the past. But they just laugh at her. Odell turns to Elliot with a cold stare, blaming him for Ridley's outburst. Humiliated and furious, Ridley storms out of the mansion. She jumps into her car, and that's when she sees it. The sky lights up with a strange, swirling aurora. Something's coming. Deep beneath the estate, the unicorn is being moved through a tunnel. As it goes, the lights flicker. The electromagnetic signals spike. Every electronic device shuts down. Odell, sensing something is wrong, orders Elliot to investigate. Inside the tunnel, Elliot moves cautiously. Suddenly, a blinding blur. A sharp horn cuts straight through Dr. Song's chest, killing him instantly. Outside, the black unicorn lets out a deafening roar. Shaw and the guards open fire, but in the darkness, they can't see what they're aiming at. The beast reappears, smashing into a vehicle, the one Ridley is hiding in. She leaps out just in time. Elliot runs to her side, helping her crawl to safety. The two duck under the car, watching in horror as the unicorn tramples a man to death. To protect her father, Ridley bolts from cover, yelling at him to escape while she draws the creature's attention. She races into a nearby room, peeking through the cracked door as the unicorn approaches, its horn glowing brighter. Just as she's about to reach for it, the guards fire again. The unicorn vanishes into the shadows. They follow the blood trail into the grass. Shaw believes they've wounded it. Back inside, Shepard lashes out at Ridley, blaming her for not warning them. But she did. They just ignored her. Ridley reveals her bond with the baby unicorn and that its parents feel that same connection. Belinda is stunned. Maybe that's why the creature didn't attack her. Ridley insists they need to set the baby unicorn free. But Odell twists her words. He says they can't let these innocent deaths go to waste, and instead they should track the injured adult unicorns. Belinda agrees, telling herself it's for the greater good. Weapons are loaded. Odell, Elliot, and the guards gear up for a hunt. Ridley begs her father not to go. He pauses, but then says nothing, and walks away. Elsewhere, Shepard keeps Dr. Badia distracted by talking about Dr. Song's death, claiming it was all for a greater purpose. But as soon as he's alone, he opens a hidden stash, lays out the unicorn horn powder, and snorts it like a drug. Almost instantly, he feels a strange connection to the unicorn. Something raw, something primal. Ridley gets ready to leave, but she stops. She can't abandon her dad. Then, she sees it again. The glowing aurora overhead. Suddenly, everything clicks. She runs to warn her father. The unicorns can heal themselves, she tells him. You're in danger. Back at the lab, Shepard, now spiraling, orders Dr. Badia to retrieve the unicorn horn. His addiction is getting worse. At the same time, Ridley confides in Griff. They need to reach her dad and Odell immediately, before it's too late. Belinda overhears the plan. In the forest, the hunters are tracking the unicorn using its blood and a special bioelectric signal detector. Elliot's phone buzzes. It's a message from Ridley. He reads it and realizes the truth. It's time to run. Before anyone can act, the unicorn bursts through the wall. In a whirlwind of rage, it takes out Shaw and the other guards in seconds. At the same time, in a chilling move, Dr. Badia cuts off the horn from the dead unicorn. And just like that, Ridley's connection to the creature is severed. Outside, chaos erupts. Odell and Elliot make a run for the mansion, but the unicorn charges after them. Odell doesn't make it. Trapped, he stands still, convinced he can calm the creature, maybe even touch its horn. He's dead wrong. The unicorn slams its horn straight through Odell's chin, piercing up through the top of his head. The rest of the group watches in horror and immediately lock the doors behind them. They need a plan. Elliot tells Ridley to stay put and tries to call the cops, but it's too late. The unicorns cut the power to the mansion. The signal is dead. Worse still, the electric gate is shut tight. Now one person has to manually open the gate, while another distracts the unicorn and its baby. Belinda doesn't hesitate. She already knows who's going. She sends Griff and Dr. Badia outside. They're terrified but agree. Before leaving, Badia hands Elliot the severed horn and a warning. She tells him to watch his back. People like Odell and Belinda, they only look out for themselves. Then, with quiet determination, she rolls the baby unicorn into the open. As Belinda starts the car, she suddenly freezes. Her son is gone. She rushes back inside. Meanwhile, Shepard, completely strung out on unicorn horn powder, keeps vaping it while obsessively flipping through the tapestry prints. Outside, Griff opens the gate by hand, but the unicorns are already on the move. Enraged by the mutilation of their child, they find Dr. Badia and rip her clean in half. Griff, panicking, bolts through the gate and runs for his life. Inside, the tension boils over. Belinda lashes out, blaming Ridley for this disaster. But Shepard says there's only one way to control the unicorns now. They need the pure-hearted maiden from the old stories. That means Ridley. Elliot thinks it's insane, but Ridley? She believes it. She collapses, blaming herself for everything, and her father tries to comfort her through the guilt. But Shepard's not finished. He announces he's going to use Ridley as bait. Belinda is starting to realize something's wrong. Shepard's not thinking clearly. The drug's the obsession. It's taken over. Elliot has had enough. He calls out the Leopold family for their selfishness and greed. He and Ridley try to flee, but Shepard blocks the hallway, refusing to let them go. Then a screech. The unicorns are back. Everyone scrambles in panic. Ridley and Elliot find a locked room and slam the door shut, holding their breath as the unicorns stalk the hallway just outside. In another part of the mansion, Shepard and Belinda scramble to gather the horn powder and escape, but the clock is running out. Under a shattered table, Shepard whispers a monstrous plan. He wants to use Ridley to catch the unicorns and breed them for future profit. Even while death is breathing down his neck, his greed won't let go. But there's a problem. The horn is missing. They quickly realize Elliot has taken it. Elliot confesses to Ridley. He did it for her future. He made a promise to her mother, and he's sorry for failing as a father. Overcome with emotion, Ridley hugs him tight. Elsewhere, Shepard arms himself with a crossbow. But his plans unravel fast. One of the unicorns snatches Belinda, his own mother, and tears her apart right in front of him. Shepard watches, paralyzed and broken. As dawn breaks, Elliot urges Ridley to run, but Shepard catches her again. He claims he's had visions too. He knows unicorns don't hurt humans who are pure of heart, so he wants to use her as bait. But when the unicorn appears, it doesn't attack. It lies down next to her. Shepard seizes the moment and ties its legs, right as Elliot returns, holding the stolen horn. Another unicorn appears and lies beside Ridley too. Shepard goes for it, but Elliot strikes first, stabbing Shepard in the gut with the horn. Shepard retaliates, stabbing Elliot back. Then, in a flash, the female unicorn bucks Shepard in the head, launching him across the field and killing him instantly. As Elliot bleeds out, he looks at Ridley one last time and asks, "What did you see when you touched the horn?" She finally tells him, "I saw Mom waiting for me on the other side." Elliot smiles, faintly. "Good. I can't wait to see her again." Ridley holds him close, heartbroken. But then, the unicorns step forward. They touch Elliot and their baby with their glowing horns. And in a moment of pure magic, both are revived. The horn is returned to the baby's head. Elliot awakens, stunned, and now he sees it too. The same vision Ridley had. The unicorns, now fully white, like their baby, slowly gallop away, disappearing into the forest. Ridley and Ellie embrace, safe at last. But then, flashing lights. Griff returns. With a cop. They see the bodies, the destruction, and assume Ridley and Elliot are to blame. They're loaded into the back of a squad car for questioning. Inside, Elliot whispers to Ridley what he saw. They know this isn't over, but whatever comes next, they'll face it together. Suddenly, hooves pound the ground. Outside the window, the unicorns appear, charging alongside the police convoy. And just as the camera cuts to black, the unicorns ram into the cop cars. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling movie breakdowns every week. Turn on the notification bell. See you in the next one.